Hello everybody, the Music Fan here brings smiles to the faces, knowledge to the people, and most importantly, music to the masses. And today I will be reviewing MGMT's latest album entitled Little Dark Age. Now for those of you who don't know who MGMT is, they are an indie rock / synth pop band from Middletown, Connecticut. Actually, I have a couple of friends originally from there and I've traveled out there. It's interesting to see a band coming from that area. The main current members include Andrew Van Wingarden on lead vocals, guitar, keyboards, bass guitar, drums, and percussion, and Benjamin Goldwasser on vocals, keyboards, guitar, and percussion. Previous albums include Oracular Spectacular in 2007, Congratulations in 2010, and a self-titled album in 2013. Now, personally, I've never really liked this band that much. When they first came out with Kids, I really didn't like the video, I didn't really like the song, and yeah, I just thought it was very annoying and I never really got into them. It was only until later that I started liking Electric Feel. I love that 6/4 feel in parts of that song, kind of like Hey Ya. And I just love the feeling of it. I love the falsetto nature of a lot of the song. So I gave a chance and listened to Oracular Spectacular. Didn't like it still. Didn't really see the hype. But you know, it wasn't for me. So I never really touched any of their other albums. Especially when I saw that Congratulations didn't get well reviewed as well, or MGMT for that matter. So you know, I never really want to look into their stuff. But I heard a lot of good things about Little Dark Age, so I took a look. And how do I feel about it? Well, I think it is at least my favorite album of theirs. I know I've only listened to two, and I know the first album I didn't really like. But still, I see this as a very, very solid album. At least on the first half. The first half has almost all the singles from the album. And it shows why those are the singles. It has a lot of really interesting songs, starting off with Little Dark Age, which is this very slowish and kind of creepy song in terms of the instrumentation, in terms of the vocals that Andrew uses. It's very electronic feel, and it brings a very nice touch in comparison to everything else that's going around it. A very repetitive bass line, some very interesting keyboard work, and a not flashy drum, if you will. The lyrics themselves are talking about hiding a dark secret, and it definitely shows that the theme goes very well along with it. It does stay a little bit too long for my liking because it kind of repeats itself a little bit too much, but you know, it's not a bad single. The next single that would be on this album is When You Die, which is my favorite song on this album. It has a very nice morose kind of feel as well. And I like the chord progression, the bass line on it is very interesting. There's some very kind of sinister kind of guitar work, especially when they're using the half-step approaches on a lot of their stuff. And it's a very blunt song that I really like. It's basically saying about, you know, I will not miss you when you die. I don't deserve what you're giving to me and everything like that. And it's a very nice touch because the instrumentation is good, but it's not really complex, which gives these lyrics a lot of time to grow and just get their bluntness out there. I also like the chorus work. I like how it's a little bit more upbeat, which is funny because, you know, the lyrics are literally telling you that they would be happy when you die. So it's just a funny kind of fuck you kind of thing, if you will. I even like the harmonies on there, as well as a lot of the guitar work in the bridge, where it's very kind of dueling guitars, if you will, which adds for some interesting harmonies and some interesting parts all around. One of my favorite songs, if not my favorite song on the album, and also a really, really twisted, trippy video on there as well, if you ever get a chance to take a look at it. As for the other real singles, Me and Michael, not a bad song. It's very popish, very 80s pop, and it definitely shows throughout the song. It's very simplistic in nature. The lyrics are very simplistic, talking about a relationship between someone and a person named Michael. Nothing too much in the chorus. It's catchy, but again, doesn't really do much, though I do love the fact that the music video kind of parodies that idea, where it's these two people making it big off of this song that they steal from somebody else, and just seeing like the ins and outs of the music industry. It's just really funny to me. So maybe they did that on purpose. But again, musically not that great. And then the closer, Handed Over, not sure if it's necessarily a single, but it does have a video as well. And it doesn't really do much to me. It's not a very interesting song. It's not bad, it's just too chill for it to be a closing song, at least in my taste. Now, as those are the singles, so it's kind of a mixed bag, but how about the rest of the CD? There's a lot of good stuff on the first half. She Works Out Too Much is the opening song, and compared to Little Dark Age, it's much more hectic and really just over the top with drums and a lot of drum fills, an awesome bass line, some interesting keyboard parts, and I love the little touches of the woman voice in there, encouraging a particular significant other to keep working out and keep getting better. I think it's funny, and it's just a very tongue-in-cheek song talking about that this relationship doesn't work because she works out too much and he doesn't want to work out as much. I love the tongue-in-cheek nature of that. Just a hectic song compared to everything else. Another one of my favorites is TSLAMP, TS Lamp, or what the acronym is for is Time Spent Looking at My Phone. It is another one of these tongue-in-cheek songs where it's talking about that this person doesn't do much because all they do is spend time looking at their phone. And I love the music behind it. It's very kind of like samba-ish, very bossa nova, and even like the la la la's on there is really fun, which kind of takes away from this, apocalyptic, like we're all looking at our phones and this is what's going to happen to us for the rest of the time kind of thing. But has a catchy bass line. Love the chorus. A lot of really good moments in that song. And then Days That Got Away is another one of those really good songs to me. It's a instrumental song, but it's very funky. And the nice part about it is it changes halfway through from 4/4 to 6/8. It's a very nice instrumental song. Those are the positives. I would say the negatives about this is the latter half of the album isn't great. I would say it has the 4 weakest songs. There's only 10 songs, and 4 of the 5 are some of the weakest ones on the album. One Thing Left to Try doesn't really do much for me. It sounds like it's about a person struggling with addiction, and they're trying to change their life before they fall asleep. But again, music for me just doesn't really do much. When You're Small, a good song, but again, it's a little bit of a weird one for me because the lyrics themselves are very kiddish, and it's talking about depression, or even talking about bipolar disorder, but the lyrics are so kiddish to me that I don't know if they're trying to be funny or if they're trying to actually be serious, because the music behind it is so serious and so folky and so like sad and melancholy that the lyrics just are so simple. It just is a weird thing. Like I said, Handed Over, not a great song to me. And then the worst song on the album to me is James. It's not horrible, it's just very boring to me. The music doesn't do much for me, and the baritone sound kind of clashes with some of the other stuff that's going on in this song. It's just a kind of a weird thing in general, because I don't know much about MGMT, but they seem like a band that would play around and be kind of funny at times and be tongue-in-cheek, especially with that first song. That first song is very tongue-in-cheek, which makes it weird for me on some of these other songs. I don't know if they're playing around or if they're being serious. Like James. James is a very funny song, very simple, happy song about a friend named James, and literally it's about Andrew and Ben's close friend that they found the lyrics for this literally after they dropped acid with this person. So it's like, it's very tongue-in-cheek in parts. When You're Small is very tongue-in-cheek. Me and Michael is very tongue-in-cheek at parts, and I don't know where the line between being serious and being tongue-in-cheek ends. So to me, it makes it a little bit weird at points. But all in all, a very solid CD. I really, really like the direction that this album has, even if the back end isn't as good. I would say listen to the CD at least once, especially the top half of it. The bottom half, probably only listen to When You're Small and Days That Got Away, but listen to it once, and then even listen to the top half again in the singles many times, because they're really good and really full, fleshed out singles that show how much this band has progressed over the years. So that is my time. I hope you enjoyed this. Of course, if you do, give us a like, comment on what you think about this album, or, as someone who doesn't really know MGMT that much, tell me what albums I should listen to other than Irregular or Spectacular. Maybe I'll give it a listen again, but I didn't really like it, and I stayed away from the other two. Also, comment on other CDs you would like me to review, and share this with your friends, subscribe to my channel, and just keep looking out for other videos of mine. So tomorrow I will be doing my 6th part of the Digging Through Discography with Linkin Park, and I hope you are there to watch it. Until then, this is the Music Fan signing off. Peace.